Hey everyone, what's going on? So we're gonna do American Heritage Society class message. Yeah. Get on in here, get on in here. Oh my gosh, it's a dragonfly. The day before October? Oh my goodness. If I tell you what I'm hearing right now, like, y'all ever seen that video? When they be like talking about, it's like a parody meme video, whatever the case may be, I don't know what to call it, where they be talking about accents and stuff like that. You know, a certain season is approaching. And if you know, you know, in regards to the SNR readings for my fingers and rappers. But I was just thinking, you heard that or saw that video where they were like, how to say it? Doing like different accents, and they were trying to figure out what's the most annoying accent or whatever the case may be. And I just find it really silly because to me, honestly, accents are very, very attractive depending on your preference. So as I'm starting this message, for whatever reason, I started thinking about the Canadian accent. It was some lady, I don't even know who the lady was, but she was on like a podcast interview or something like that. And she like, and if that man don't take care of his mom, you gonna smoke that? You like what? Now what she was saying just made it like the accent memeable, I guess. Teach his own what she was talking about. Okay, each its own. Give me a few minutes. Give me a few minutes. We gonna set the share message. It's been a lot of interesting energy. Oh my gosh, y'all. Let me let y'all know something real quick, right? Why I just found out. So, like, alright. I don't know what this has to do with anything either. It's a lot of random messages. So, basically, alright. A lot of the channel messages, Dream Catcher messages I've done presently have been talking about this particular theme in regards to this certain energy in regard of not taking on other people's burdens. When I heard that message for the first time, I was at church. Like, don't hold on to other people's burdens. And I agree with it wholeheartedly. No funny, because like, I think it was Leo message I just did in regards to I think the year 2025, 2026 and 2027 in regards to not holding on to emotional blockages, and for what I said in the beginning of the video in regards to the Canadian accent. Maybe there is something in regards to that going on right now, or just overall, and with your discernment in regards to people, places, things, but like just not holding on to other people's emotional baggage, basically. Oh my goodness. Water signs, water signs, water signs, what have you done? It's giving. It's giving so much. Like, it was like, yo. Alright, so quick story time, right? I'm without going into specifics because it's a lot going on. So basically, I reconnected with somebody after not speaking to them for like almost a decade. Like, honestly, and the scenario was like one of those divine interventions. Like I had to speak to this person, and as I'm thinking, like it was so interesting because all right, I was talking to this person, we reconnected. They were surprised, I was surprised. I'm just like, yeah, so next, like not even, it's like next, like what, like what's next? Like I already knew you, we reconnected, all right, now what's next? Like can I see you in my journey, in my future? Is this like are we cross paths? All right, I'm supposed to learn something from this scenario. I was like, so what's going on? That's when this person was being so nice to me. This person never been mean to me. Even in a moment where there was in theory, was supposed to be upset with me previously, right? Because because it was some. Oh, I'm not even gonna get into it, but like, long story short, like basically we just reconnected. I'm trying to see where this person fit into my journey, basically, because it's like I'm in this era where it's just like, if you want to be a past element, you want to be and stay in the past and not on my journey. What? I'm not gonna stop you. If you want to stay in the past, well, I can tell you on my journey. That is fine. If you want to join me, that's cool too. Because I can't stay stagnant. I can't keep going through the same karmic cycles that's supposed to bend over. Why have I not seen you in 10 plus years? And now it's a new storyline. It's like, why is there a new storyline after 10 years? And what was so interesting about this person, they were being so nice to me, right? And some way, somehow, God came into the situation using another person to tell me exactly everything that I need to know, want, and hear. Because it was a previous scenario, a cycle that I just ended, kind of. Like, so this basically this cycle with an ex-lover I had, right? Like the person I'm talking about, I reconnected with. That chapter just closed with this ex-lover, right? And basically, within that 10-year span, this is what was going on, me and that ex-lover, and I had to navigate, learn my discernment, all types of stuff in regards to who to bring on my journey and who not to. So as soon as I end that cycle, this person from 10 years ago, a whole decade, come back into my life, and I'm like, so where, like, how do you fit the vision, basically? Like, it's at this point where it's like, all right, I don't want to be here. Like, at first, I ain't gonna hold you. It was like, this is how, all glory be to God. Thank you, God. Um, all merciful God. Because honestly, I just got out of a scenario, a karmic cycle that happened for 10 plus years. And then right at the end of that era, that significant cycle, that karmic cycle, somebody from 10 years ago, a decade, something about number 10 is very significant, tried to come in on the same type of timing at the last person. You know, they say sometimes in regards to like spell work and stuff like that. All right. Someone in the comment section asks, how do you recognize bad cycles from occurring in the first place? I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you. So, brief synopsis. 10 years, karmic cycle with one person, wasn't my person, tried to get me to stay in their life for longer than I was supposed to be there, right? When you're just experiencing that karmic cycle and you don't know what's going on, I'm not gonna say you're not at fault, but God is not gonna fault you as bad, because like it's something in regards to learning from, I don't want to say mistakes, but like not repeating like mistakes of bad karmic cycles and stuff like that with people, places, things, whatever, right? The 10 years, as the example in the moral of the story, I should know the cues, the sequences, that's the type of time the current cycle. I'm like, it is a parallel message that, because honestly, it's like, oh my gosh. Anywho's, so like, all that time I should have knew the social cues, the characteristics of, not because every person is their own individual, but because I already went through a significant cycle with somebody, I should already knew what the signs was, the signs or wonders of a bad karmic cycle, just to leave it alone, right? So when this person came right after I ended that cycle that I hadn't spoken to for in 10 plus years, I should have knew something was up to right then and there, because like, all right, the next person who came in, I used to date that person back in the day, not too long ago, whatever the case may be. And the most ironic thing I will say about that is that when I did date said person, I ain't gonna hold you. It was one of them scenarios where, you know, you just life was just lifing, and you just like, man, fuck it, like. And then getting out of a relationship, doing your own thing, and then the first person come to you and be like, hey, you want to date? And I'm like, yeah. It was one of those scenarios. So I'm just like, all right. Even I'm thankful to God, even in that scenario while dating said person previously, even from 10 years ago, my discernment then, even though I have much wisdom and spiritual training now, then I also did have the discernment to realize that person was not for me. Certain attributes to that person's personality is what would make me um look at them differently. Because when I was dating this person at first, it was just like, oh my gosh, this man can do no wrong. But then I started seeing how his family members and friends would act towards him. And this is a common theme for any woman who's dating a man. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but sometimes ladies, we date men, and if you've ever dated a man where it's just been you two in each other's close proximity, just y'all two, and then they finally feel comfortable enough to let you meet like their family, their friends, people that know them and stuff like that, and then start seeing how they respond to them, and it's kind of like they responding to your person like they the help, or why are you talking to me, and this could be people who relate to them too. It is the most humbling experience. Is that a reason to leave a lover? No. But I'm just using that. But like, in that scenario with the person I reconnected with previously, when they like, that's kind of the vibe was when I was dating him 10 years ago. So I was just like, yeah, I tried to stick it through, but then like, his characteristics, his morals was not in alignment with me, and I noticed that very early on, and it was handled. I did attempt to date this person twice, so I ain't gonna hold you. I probably shouldn't have did that, but it was something I didn't know. But now, because of that cycle I just ended, I started realizing how much in common he had with the person I was not that much in common, but in regards to characteristics, personality, and stuff like that, actions. I know it's the person I just ended that karmic cycle with for 10 years. As that man I dated 10+ years ago came back, he had the same personality traits. So I started talking to him. I'm like, all right, I'm keep it cordial, keep it cute, you know. God intervened on that. This person was trying to get me to see them. I don't know what they were thinking. That I ain't going to assume basically, but I kind of knew when the person was like, yeah, I want to see you, this and third. This person had. I'm thinking, all right, this person probably wants to see me, boo love, or something like that. Even though I wasn't thinking like that. Plans had got canceled by divine intervention. It could only be God. Because then a third party had to come in and be like, this person doing this, and they don't do that, and they don't do this, and they not a good person, and da 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 da, and if you want to die, and I'm just like, oh, so what you telling me is that 10 years later, my discernment was right about somebody 10 years ago. All right. And while what they were saying was fucked up, and for their situation, obviously, you don't want to hear nothing like they going through nothing like that, but that's what that person signed up for, so I minded my business. I was just happy that I was like, all right, God, I made the right decision, kind of like, without even knowing. And that's how your discernment is supposed to be in regard to people, places, and things. Like, don't doubt yourself. When people used to take them multiple choice tests and it was like all of the above, A, B, C, this, that, third. Don't doubt yourself. Take that estimated guess, but not like estimated guess in regards to your discernment, basically. Like, y'all. I mean, we're about to get into this channel message. Don't worry. God said for some reason just talk about it, cause the moral in the message is going to resonate with somebody out there. Oh, yeah, this is where I'll go with it. So, like, remind you, I was saying that the person reconnected with me and they wanted to, no problem. I was telling you that the person wanted to reconnect with me, but divine intervention that got canceled, right? Because a third party came in and told me what was really going on. Mind you, I'm telling you, before the third party came in, this person was telling me all types of sweet nothings and kumbayas and this and the third party came in like this person trying to talk mad shit about you. Hold up. You ever seen that meme with that guy, that cartoon figure, and he just like got his hands up like, hold up. This this man was talking. This man was talking shit naive about me. I eat. And it don't bother my feelings. I don't mind it, whatever the case may be, because I actually know the person. So it was just like, oh, all right. And I didn't even ask the person what they said. The person was like, let me tell you what they said. I'm like, dang. how that's your people's? They come to me and tell me what you did wrong. Dang. That man was inviting me over to come see him, all types of nice stuff. This person talking about the third party talking about, oh, hey, yeah, he said you are HOE. He don't know you. Why you calling his phone late night? This, that. We had a great conversation. That was a lovely woman. I ain't even gonna hold. It was so interesting because like there's been this thing going on since the July, the solar eclipse, Mercury retrograde. So a lot of communication out of whack, basically, right? So I'm like, I don't know, something about my inner child since Lion Gate has been really, really like significant because like, and I don't know if this is for anybody else because Lionsgate is during Leo season. The opposite sign of Leo is Aquarius. So maybe that's what the Lionsgate has to do with regarding your inner child, something like that. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying my own personal bias. I know a Terror Land bitch. Woo! I know a Terror Land bitch hate that song probably. Are you coming to the street? I know a Terror Land bitch hate to see that song coming. Are you coming to the tree? I'm sorry. These are like I don't know what's going on right now, but God is literally like if you really tapped in, if you really got your own discernment and your own relationship with God, God is like his humor right now is like superb. I'm telling you. He's at this moment he just wants a lot of laughter. He wants people to be in a good mood. And you won't know the people who was like getting sick or like right now, like they got something going on. Anyway, because wasn't it just Virgo season? We gotta go now. It's Libra season. Mm. I'm hearing so many like sayings, but like Virgo season. Virgo has to do with the health, right? So people was trying to put you down, laugh at you, make you feel bad, down, depressed. This is the season for them. This is the season for them. Not to keep doing that shit, but to to see who God really is, because like that's like all right, that's like a if it's spell work, it's spell work. That there's that. If they do anything regarding that because that's what they want for you, that's one thing. If they're using that Aries embodiment, manipulation, I'm talking about the unevolved Aries embodiment. Manipulation, control tactics, lies. That's the opposite of Libra. So coming into Libra season, he got that. I got something for that ass. No pun intended. No pun intended at all. So that's interesting because like the third party, I don't want to put too much sauce on it for y'all. But basically, this third party gonna come and be like, well, dang, it's another raise on the floor. Who fuck? Who like? Why is it a raise on the ground? Like, how indecent. Yo, God literally this last week of September been saying if looks could kill. All week I'm all week. All week. it's been so like even that has been interesting. Mind you, this man talk about, yeah, can you come see me? This and the third, this and the third party is like, I'm like, tell me more. He like, and he said you were HOE, and you was with this person, yo, this person named somebody. I'm like, I'm like, the demons that invoke that person is a lie because you is crazy. Not you naming people I ain't never touched their body. I'm like, you're wild. I'm like, all right, this person. I'm all right. I'm like, hold up, calling this person. Like, this is why I was like, ain't no way, because like I ain't gonna hold you. Back in the day, like before I came, the evolved version of my big three. I used to be here for all the theatrics. I ain't gonna hold you. I never said I was a perfect person. I said I'm a better person. I ain't even gonna hold. I'm better than I was before. I ain't gonna hold you. And you know what? Sometimes your haters hate the fact that they know that and they see that, but like, thou shalt not touch the anointed. And when you know personally, not because like it's nice to hear it from other people. People say like, yeah, you changed for the better and this and the third, and that's cool and everything. But when you yourself know, yeah, God is great. Oh, thank you, beautiful singer. Thank you. I got bless God for my vocals. Well, I gotta thank God for my vocals because He blessed me. That's what I meant to say. Ooh. Y'all remember that Tierra Marie song? My sponsor, he goes, bye 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 bye. That's God. I ain't gonna hold. You wonder why that was. You wonder why that was like a. I don't want to say like a one hit wonder. Because there's people out here that probably was listening to Tierra Marie, but I only knew that one song. My sponsor, he going, bye 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 bye. That's God. Woo! Yes. You talk, I know she was calling my name, but I heard her say amen. That, that's probably spirit guides and stuff. But like, listen though, the reason why I'm bringing up the HOE part in the center, like like first of all, ain't nothing for me being embarrassed. If I was throwing it in a circle, I was throwing it in a circle. If I wasn't, I wasn't. So my whole thing is, first of all, why are you telling me like, why are you telling me the information? But I'm so glad that God brought it to my attention because like, honestly, guys, I mean, we do these esoteric messages with the SNRs and the singers and rappers. We talk about industry talk and stuff like that sometimes. But like me actually being an entertainer myself, a musician, an artist, because my interest was there early on in my life, early ages. I've done a lot of conductive research without even knowing it at a young age. So like it's just certain things I know, and then based on experience. And a lot of people be saying, "Oh, sex sells," and it's like, I don't recall that saying being from the Bible. Who came up with that? Real talk. Who told you that? I'm not even trying to be funny. Was it a man? I'm not, and this not on no misogyny or nothing like that. Who said it? Was it a woman? Was it a man? Who said sex sells? Who painted that image in your mind? No, to be honest. And what do you actually mean by that? Because like I know in the industry, attractiveness is a thing. As an entertainer, you gotta look appealing to whatever demographic or if not everyone. So like a lot of females, not just in the music industry, generally in everyday life, are subjectified to the whole, oh, she's a HOE, or she got all this going on and all these men on her, and then there'd be all these different scenarios because like a man can't be a woman, a woman can't be a man. It's all right whatever a man do. It's a man's world. Looking at it. But like woman, you got all these double standards, stuff like that going on. Am I complaining? Not really. Not really. But what I'm trying to get to is that in the music industry and everyday, like women go through all these objectifying things. Some people admire it, like some women, they feed into it, just like how they as African Americans, I ain't gonna hold you. We fed right into that NIGGA where they was like they gonna call us that. And we was like we gonna call us that. What are you talking about? That's the I think that's the funniest piece of cultural appropriation thus far. The fact that we be like nigga, because technically even the word came from where we derived from. Someone else took the word to subjectify us, and then we turn it into a term of endearment. Anywho, but I don't really have to say much. You already know, man, woman, double standard in regards to sexuality, preferences, and activities and whatnot. Yo, y'all heard that? See, I'm telling you, it's like there's different scenarios going on while you're doing what you're doing. I start off saying, I know where I came from, I know who I am, and I know where I'm trying to go towards of being me today and in the future, right? Why you just and this is what's going on. While you're just doing you, minding your business, there's a couple somewhere in the background arguing, and it's like, yo, it's like this is not what I intended, but I guess it's just what had to happen. I don't know, cause it's just like I was on the message the other day. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope this like third party don't think I want this person like in a romantic aspect because like that's not the person. If it's not the person I want, then it's like no. And once we got to that, like, and I just love how I don't know. Right now, I've been saying this energy since like the Mercury retrograde and the solar eclipse. It's been like all this chaotic energy, all this masculine energy. Women was taking up masculine energy. They was in that Leo vibe, forget all about their femininity, and I'm just like, wait, what happened? Just because if you, it's nothing wrong being your masculinity, but when you're in it too much, you want to take the man's role and everything, act like a man for real, and that's not even and then on top of that, that's not even a part of your sexual preference. It'd be like, all right, no shade. It'd be like, all right, you don't force that energy on me because if I'm in my soft girl era, I'm just an evolved version of myself. If I don't want to be around that energy, I don't have to. If I don't want to engage with that energy, I don't have to. If I don't want to talk to that energy, I don't have to. So, yeah, you see how everything calmed down, right? So now, basically, this person was telling me like, oh yeah, he said you this and you that, and he don't really he don't mess with you. He don't even know you like that. Why are you calling his phone? He don't even know you like that. Why are you calling his phone in the middle of the night? Who calling his phone in the middle of the night? Who? Not I. You're. If it was me, anywho's, I'm just like, so it was really once the person like I was just listening to what the person saying. It wasn't the HOE part. It wasn't the you calling his phone late at night. It was and he said you was with this person, this person, this person. Lies, accusations. And it was only because who the person was. Like, and it was so funny because I think like that was like a teachable moment within a teachable moment. This person named somebody like one of the first names. I'm like that. I remember distinctly, like because this was like a classmate of mine, right, back in the day, and it was just he used to be in my like he used to be trying to text me, flirt with me, talk to me. He tried to get my attention so bad, like in the messages and stuff like that. But we used to be classmates. So when we were in class, he was an upperclassman, so he wouldn't really talk to me like that in front of like the upperclassmen and stuff like that. But he was crushing on me bad, bad, bad. Like no MJ. Like I'm. It was one day. It was one day in class. they was joking on, like, the guys were all upperclassmen were joking on all the females, and they was like taunting them and saying they was looking like different like Marvel, DC, or whatever characters. I ain't gonna hold you. At that time, I was not deep into it. Like, I'm not that deep into it now. I have certain characters I know. I don't know the difference between Marvel and DC and all the characters like that. This, like, and he, like, it was like, yo, I wasn't, they was all joking and laughing in a group. I was minding my business. Just because this man had a crush on me, he think I'm cute and he want my attention. He was like, oh, this the time, let me embarrass her in front of the whole class. Or so he thought, to make him feel better for me not replying to his text messages. This man gonna say, oh, she look like Skeletor. After, I don't know who, I had to go look up who Skeletor was, yo. I had to look up who Skeletor was. And mind you, I don't watch the DC Marvel stuff like that. So, like, imagine you just don't know what the fuck somebody talking about. Everybody just like, oh my goodness, oh my gosh, why are we just? I'm just like, wait, let me go look it up. Let me go look it up. So I'm gonna go look it up, right? I'm like, what? Yo, it was like, and it was like the response was like, it took long because I had to figure out what he was talking about. I had to go look up what this character was. Somebody showed me a picture of that character. I said, hey, I'm like, you talking about like Skeletor, but you in my text messages. Could you imagine if I would have let somebody like that touch my body? No. And that's when everybody, you thought they were laughing hard when they say I had looked like Skeletor back in the day. They was laughing so hard at that man, they could not almost breathe. But so, like, that was one, and he was not that in regards that he was affiliated with the other person who was trying to, woo me and be on my good side, this and third, until the third party interview to be like, oh no, this person is actually talking about you, and I had to put a stop to it because that was third party, and technically, like, trying to make it seem like I was third party. I ain't third party. Anyway, if I keep going with the story time, I'm gonna keep going, because like it's just like the funniest thing, low key, because like how God will show you not only that you're making the right decisions, he'll humor you a little bit. I know he humors me all the time, like with how people act sometimes, and it was like, all right, you don't know me, you naming all these people that don't got nothing. He tried to deflect. He started calling other people names. He's like, what? I don't know her. She know this, that, and that person though. Why did this third party think I was calling this man in the middle of the night? Like I was trying to reach out for a booty call. I'm like, what did you doctor? What did you try to doctor to make this woman think I was doing anything of that sort? I'm like, he was like, yeah. She was like, yeah. Third party was like, yeah. He said you were HOE and this and third. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm like, he asked to see me yesterday. What? And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm like, God, you're only doing this to humor me at this point. At this point, because like, I'm really my own business. I'm doing the right thing. I keep saying that I'm doing the right thing, God. Step by step by step by step. Anywho, American Heritage Society class message. We're gonna talk about the Banshee. What is like a legend, folklore, myth? It's like more mythology. I don't know. So I seen a video where somebody was talking about the Banshee. I've heard the Banshee. I ain't gonna hold you. The first thing I think about when I think about the Banshee, I don't want to say the Banshee. There's a African artist or group called the Banshee. I think you gon' make me fall in love. 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 Something about that may be significant. Hear me out. So I seen the video where we was talking about the Banshee, so I went to go look into it and see what was going on. Straight to the point, whatever. This is only significant because we just did that American Heritage Society class message in regards to the prophet Jeremiah, and it was a reference to him, a nickname. They called him the Weeping Prophet. And I told you something in regards to the Dreamcatcher message, why that was significant. Now, that was of Sagittarius embodiment. So the Banshee, what? All right, that's what I was about to say. So when I heard the Banshee, right? When I heard of the Banshee, the first thing in my mind I thought about was, you ever seen that animated cartoon series on Cartoon Network called Courage the Cowardly Dog? There was this one episode. It was like Return the Flag or something like that. Return the Flag. Return the Mask. I don't know if Return the Mask, the flag, something like that. And it was so creepy and so eerie, but like I think it was supposed to be like a art piece or something like that. But like literally, I don't remember what happened in the episode of that Cartoon Network show. But what I does remember though is that that banshee looking thing, even if it was a piece of art or whatever that came to life, it literally stopped terrorizing them people as soon as it did what it asked them. Not like asking them, like, because that's creepy. Like as soon as they did the right thing, and not the wrong thing, the banshee left them alone. You see what I'm saying? So what do we know about the banshee? Well, a banshee cries when someone's about to pass away. So the banshee is basically a symbolic myth or legend or folklore in comparison to the owl, right? You hear an owl, who or whatever the case may be, in the middle of the day or whatever, or it don't even gotta be in the middle of the day. It means death is near. Approximately a minimum of 6 months, 6 to 8 months usually. So if you hear a banshee cry, that means somebody's about to pass away. I had this one particular dream where, like, I spoke about it recently, and I've seen a lot of dreams where maybe it was a banshee or something to that extent, or it could have been something else. But that's for the other depictions of the Dreamcatcher messages. You can go listen to that. So it's been a lot of the dreams where I've seen it appears for someone to be crying, but I haven't really seen somebody crying. The only dream that I can think of in comparison to the Banshee dream is that I'm not going to say the full dream, but in narration, basically different scenarios at a distance, a lot of parallel messages because it's more than one person, but there's somebody else observant, not only God. And there was a lot of women who were around this man, and they thought he was the guy, and he was cool, like the dude, like, big man on campus. Until some man showed up with a gun, and we know a gun in a dream is a representation of Libra using authority, some sort of justice. So it'd be like, are you in the right for putting a gun? Is anybody in the right for pointing a gun at someone? So, to each his own in reference to the dream. But then the two people, the man and the woman, who had two different perspectives on what was going on, they ended up teaming up together and to get away from the chaos. And when everything calmed down, she had to go up some stairs. So something that was, from a point of view, looking at this man who pointed a gun at another man, using his authority, it seemed like he was using his authority like in an unjust manner, right, in a just way, just to be with that person, and then go up them stairs, which is an embodiment of Libra also. And going up the stairs, that means you're gaining justice. So something that could have been a karmic situation turned into something good for this woman. And as soon as she got what she wanted, she walked into this room with all her new blessings, opportunities, miracles. And then there was this woman sitting underneath a bed, like in fetal position, rocking back and forth, going crazy, screaming like no, like almost like to a no effect. So I don't know what in regards to karma. You can look into your Saturn placements, but if this is in regards to if you want to know or any insight, or if you wonder if you had any dreams where you're seeing someone screaming or crying or whatever the case may be, like someone might be about to pass away. And also, in regards to the banshee, more information I learned is that if you hear the cry of a banshee, and if you start wailing, not just crying, wailing also, the banshee will stop crying and will go to help the person who's actually being cried about. So this is like, God forbid, to hear any bad news about a person passed away or in trouble or hurt or something like that, and they're crying out for help and you're crying out for help, and the banshee will literally. So this is the banshee is almost like a, you know, like how they talk about angels and certain characteristics they have, and it might be, no, I wouldn't say unappealing, but beautiful, but yet scary. Something like that. So is what I'm thinking of the banshee as in regards to this mystical element of a creature, or I don't know. Because it's almost like the banshee almost like to an angel, or almost like to destiny helper, in a sense of like, oh, it's two beasts coming together. Yes, yes, guys saying confirmation. Yes, because like banshees are almost like to like lost souls, you know, souls who haven't made peace with themselves, or a situation that happened to occur as they did not get to transition. Oh, I know I'm right. I hope y'all heard that. Basically, banshees are the spirits of people who did not get to fully transition and are not at peace. So if you hear them crying or screaming or wailing, and you're crying and screaming and wailing about a particular scenario situation that's causing you pain, heartache, um, in regards to another person other than yourself, the banshee will literally stop crying to come help. Not directly to you, but go to that person. Because, and even if the only thing the banshee can do is give some assurance and peace to the person as they're transitioning, as they're dying. This sounds like something that's like long term, not long term, but like like this sounds like somebody who's like been diagnosed with a sickness, and like previously diagnosed with sickness, and it's like now it's around their time. The banshees do not want any more people to join in and become crying spirits. That's what the banshees are, crying spirits. But crying, God wants y'all to know, is a warning. I've been told a lot of times by spiritual advisors, I would say, that they don't like to see me crying. I don't like to see me crying either. Sometimes I used to refer to them as happy tears when I'm in a good mood. I don't like to cry. That's how much I did not cry often. Because I didn't like crying, because I used to cry a lot. But I also understand the alchemy within tears. But what I will say to y'all is that too much crying, you know, I mean, God knows you, but if you crying too much, God not gonna be able to see your face. You know what you look like when you crying too much? When they put that embalming fluid in ya. So, I'm not saying you can't cry, but don't overseed it, because you know, even in regards to your birth chart and everything like that, if you get down to it, you know, crying is not good for your health. So look into your sixth house placements, I guess, and maybe there's gonna be something in regards to that. Ooh, turn up. All right, I'm gonna talk to y'all.